Well, I was obviously very, very proud of the effort. And what's fun is it takes everyone, and we needed everyone to contribute, and certainly did. And I think obviously JT was phenomenal, and he'd be the first one to acknowledge all that everyone else did around him. And I thought defensively came up with some big stops, and it was proud of the way that Jack kept competing. And this was a resilient win, and feels good.
What did you see from your team in the fourth quarter? You hadn't been able to come back in these road games in the fourth quarter. This time you did.
Yeah, and it was the one thing you felt all along was that you knew they were playing for each other, and never is a game where you're not going to have momentum swings, and that's probably the way they responded when we had good things happen, and even when they didn't. And I think it says a lot about what they think about each other and care about each other a ton.
Well, it won't make the headlines, but you had a couple of goal line stops that forced them into field goals.
Those were huge. I thought, as far as the momentum, the stop right before the half and allow them for a field goal, and then there was one, I think it was, we're looking at it was like 24-13 or something, and field goal is a lot different than a touchdown there, and I thought, conversely, early in the game we didn't do a good job of in the red zone. The first one, and we don't get anything out of it, and the second one, and it's a field goal, and so, it was a big-time play by Jack and Danny. Had two. The one-handed catch was phenomenal, and then getting the score again, and it was fun. The sidelines were fun, though. Guys were into it, and I do think they were playing for each other and playing off of each other, and that's fun to be a part of.
Do you think Jack changed at all, or learned something? Or
absolutely, yeah. Well, I think probably all those. He had the first third down early and got AJ up the seam, and we had the same play and similar coverage, and kind of got off and didn't even really look at AJ, and so I think he learned things throughout the game, and I thought he had great poise and the composure. I liked talking to him. It was pretty in the fourth quarter, and I think guys come up around him too, and they helped him kind of navigate it, and it was, we've said it, I've said it a bunch, how experiences are invaluable, and to be able to do this was big, and it hasn't been easy. All three of his starts, I think, have been on the road, and it was good, and he certainly had some help from 23.
How much easier is it when you do have a passing attack to go with 23?
I think it changed up, really by the fourth quarter, a lot of our runs came to kind of spread them out a little bit, and I think that helps when you've got a chance to throw the ball well. And so it's anytime you can be a little bit more balanced, I think it helps a lot. And obviously, it wasn't. I think we were packed in on the first run of the third quarter. That was big. And KP did a heck of a job on the blocking down the field, but it's a lot of guys contributed this one.
How much do you think your team needed a lift like this, and it's been rough, especially on the road in the Big Ten, to come back the way they did and have a chance to celebrate like this on the road?
Yeah, I mean, it's big, right? Anytime you go out and play, and I think this one would feel good no matter what had happened previously, right? Because each week is its own opportunity, and you put a lot into it, and to be able to try to maximize and compete and play, and you want to come out and you want to score one or more points than the opponent, and certainly what's happened before this feels good, but I think a game like this to win any time would be really good.
When Danny makes a catch like he did on the first one there, does that really lift the sideline, just this kind of spectacular nature of that catch?
I think any touchdown right there sparks the sidelines, right? I mean, and you appreciate what it did because it's not easy, but it was, I know that every touchdown we had felt great. It just doesn't, and some of the ones, the game winner was spectacular, and the ones, those are spectacular, right? They're different, but it's not easy, and when guys execute, put together, make plays, then you give yourself a chance.
JT's day, it's the third highest rushing total in school history, and in these circumstances, it's special, it's different. You've been around a lot of those kind of days.
Yeah, it's he was big time, and special is it was a heck of an effort, and it was every one of them was needed, right? Every one of them was needed, and also special is what Michael Dieter and TJ Edwards were able to 52nd start, I think, for Michael and 50 for TJ, and to be able, what those guys have done and for this program and this team and what they did tonight, it's pretty good.
Did you expect your young DBs to be challenged in this game and maybe
Yeah,
struggle some?
I mean, we certainly did, and that's the way that Purdue, we knew we were going to get challenged, and that you kind of saw the game a little bit, where you're pressing them and sometimes you're pushing it down the field, and then you also early we're playing off and they're getting a lot of the short, and I think it was good. I think in the end, fourth quarter, we did a better job of tackling on those, and so it is a young group. I looked at one time, you got 3 freshmen out there, and yet this point in the season, they're the team's counting on them, and I thought they competed, and it didn't always go perfect, but they kept competing, and again, everyone helped for this win to happen.
Paul, why did Scott Nelson not play today?
He was, we were kind of seeing where EB and if he was able to go, but wasn't at 100%, so just kind of see what would happen.
Coaches talk a lot about leaving it all out there. Does this kind of define that?
I thought guys did. I thought guys put it out there, and a couple times we used some timeouts just to give. We had that was a big punt coverage, and Connor did a nice job of hitting it, and our punt team is mostly defensive guys, and that was the series. We got backed up. Isaiah Loudermilk had a big tip on that one, and guys were creating some pressure. So there's no doubt that everyone put it out there, and we should, but to do that says a lot, and it's I think that's what makes us feel good.
Your defense held them to a field goal in the third overtime. When you got the ball, given how well you guys were rolling, did you feel pretty good, pretty confident that you guys could punch it in somehow, some way there?
Well, certainly you feel you've got a chance, and it was fun to see that. Thought we did a good job of kind of adjusting in what we were going to kind of attack them with, a little bit different look than we'd been going with, and JT gave us a walk-off touchdown. Those are good.
Purdue needed this for a bowl. How bad did your guys need this?
I think every time you get a chance to go out and play and compete, it's important, and so it's this one feels good. Relative scale, how much you need it. I mean, every week you want to win.
Well, how concerning are the penalties right now?
Right now, not as concerning as they will be tomorrow.
going forward, just a lot of false starts the last couple of games, and then
Yeah.
how is that?
Well, you always
guys about that or anything?
Yes, we do talk to them about it, and anytime that you got to beat the game, and I was proud of right now. I'm proud of the way they responded. We were down on the goal line, it was first and goal, I think on the 3 or the 4, and we jump, and yet guys responded and came back, and there's a lot of things that never once did I say this was a perfect game, and there's a lot of things we claimed that certainly would be ones that you have to. You make it hard on yourself. It hurt us early. We were at 3rd and 1, and we jump off sides in the first half, and you're just not giving yourselves the best chance.